Now, a former soldier has been found not guilty of all 7 charges he faced in relation to Bloody Sunday in Londonderry in 1972. The veteran, known as Soldier F, had been on trial charged with murder in relation to the killings of James Ray and William McKinney, who were 2 of the 13 people shot dead by the Parachute Regiment at a civil rights demonstration. He was also charged with 5 counts of attempted murder. The judge at Belfast Crown Court has acquitted Soldier F of all charges. Chris Page reports.
What happened in these streets more than half a century ago is captured on the walls and seared in people's minds. Bloody Sunday was one of the most deadly days during 30 years of violence in Northern Ireland. A civil rights march in Londonderry turned to carnage. The killings happened in the Bogside area, a part of Derry where most people were Irish nationalists. Soldiers from the Parachute Regiment shot dead 13 demonstrators. This image became one of the most prominent and poignant of the whole conflict. The Catholic priest, Father Edward Daly, trying to protect one of the victims, Jackie Duddy, after he was fatally wounded.
It was completely outrageous, disgraceful. I don't know. They call themselves an army. It's utterly disgraceful, I think.
Are you quite sure that nothing was fired at them first?
There was nothing fired at them, sir. I'm absolutely certain of that. I can speak of this without any difficulty whatsoever because I was there.
The army rejected that version of events, saying the paratroopers shot gunmen and bombers. But in 2010, a public inquiry said that on balance the soldiers did fire first and that none of the victims had posed any threat. 9 years later, prosecutors decided to charge a veteran known as Soldier F with murdering James Ray and William McKinney. He was also accused of 5 counts of attempted murder.
I heard live fire, but I didn't know where it was going or where it was coming from.
John Kelly's brother Michael was also killed. Bereaved families knew the trial they'd campaigned for would be harrowing.
I can see everything in my mind's eye. It even puts me back to where I was that day and where I ended up with Michael, because I helped to carry Michael on the day afterwards and place him in the ambulance. But even going through that, again, it's worthwhile to me.
Some veteran supporters claimed the prosecution reflected an imbalanced approach.
There are many families of soldiers across Northern Ireland and indeed GB who have never had the truth regarding the death of their loved one.
The trial focused on the shootings in this courtyard, called Glenfadda Park. People who were here on Bloody Sunday told the court that they'd been fired on as they ran away. Some described how they tried to protect themselves by lying still on the ground and pretending they were dead. The only evidence which specifically said Soldier F fired his rifle came in the form of statements which 2 other former paratroopers made to the initial investigations back in 1972. Defence lawyers argued the statements weren't reliable. In Derry, the walls of a museum bear the bullet marks from Bloody Sunday. Inside, there's James Ray's jacket, torn by the shots which killed him. After 53 years of grief and controversy, the criminal process has ended with no conviction. Chris Page, BBC News.
Well, Mickey McKinney was the brother of William McKinney, one of the men that Soldier F was accused of killing. He gave this reaction to the court's decision on behalf of the Bloody Sunday families.
Soldier F has been discharged from the defendant's criminal dock, but it is 1 million miles away from being an honourable discharge. Unlike his victims, there has been no declaration of Soldier F's innocence. Soldier F created 2 young widows on Bloody Sunday. He orphaned 12 children and he deprived dozens of siblings of a loving brother. Despite the heroism, steadfastness and dignity of the Bloody Sunday families and wounded, a coward walks free from the dock today. Not through the front door of this courthouse like every other vindicated, wrongly accused defendant proudly does, but instead, once his curtain is peeled back for him, creeping out the back door. The type of thug who is well used to special treatment, well used to having important and powerful connections with his police escorting tow back over to Hayden Palace Barracks, where all this began.
Mickey McKinney there. Well, Paul Young is from the Northern Ireland Veterans Movement, and he made a statement outside court once the verdict was given.
Veterans across the whole of the United Kingdom that served in Northern Ireland with honour and courage will be heartened by this verdict today. You can hear the barracking that I'm getting from people behind me. That shows the good grace they do not have, and I will not comment on any further than that. Soldiers have been hounded. Elderly soldiers have been hounded, and I'm mindful of Dennis Hutchins, who was here in this very court and died trying to clear his name. The terrorists in this community murdered 44 soldiers in 1971 and 104 soldiers in 1972. I ask you, who's the terrorist?
Paul Young there speaking earlier.